Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. Our periodic tests are over. Hope you all have done well. Now we are going to continue with our syllabus for half-yearly exam. And today we are going to study lesson 6, demonstrative and relative pronouns. We'll just revise the previous chapter first before beginning this chapter. In the previous chapter, we studied about a pronoun and types of pronouns. What is a pronoun? We know a pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. And we studied the different types of pronouns: personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and reflexive pronoun. These 4 types of pronouns we already studied in the previous chapter. Personal pronouns. The pronouns which stands for a person or thing is called a personal pronoun. Personal pronouns are of 3 types: the first person, the second person, and the third person. The pronoun which stand for a person speaking are called pronouns of the first person. For example, I and we are the first person pronouns. The pronoun which stand for the person spoken to whom the words are being spoken is called a second person pronoun. The second person pronoun is you. The pronouns which stand for the person or persons spoken of or about are called pronouns of third person. He, she, it, they are the third person pronouns. Then we studied about the possessive pronouns. The word possessive itself tells us about the possession, about the belonging. So, the pronouns that help us show possession or belonging are called possessive pronouns. For example, mine, ours, yours, his, theirs. All these are possessive pronouns. For example, these books are mine. Books belongs to me. It shows the possession. And books are mine. Mine is used for the noun books. And these books belongs to me. So, mine is a possessive pronoun because it shows a possession. Then the next kind of pronoun we studied is interrogative pronoun. Interrogative tells us which is used to ask a question. Pronouns which is used to ask questions are called interrogative pronouns. There are 5 interrogative pronoun words: who, what, whose, which, and whom. When all these pronouns are used to ask a question are called interrogative pronouns. Then reflexive pronouns. We studied the 4th kind of pronoun we studied, that is reflexive pronouns. Words such as itself, myself, yourself, and ourselves are the object of the verb. Object of the verb in the sentence, but they refer to the same person as the subject does. They are acting as an object of a verb, but they are referring back to the subject itself. Are called reflexive pronoun. The self form of personal pronouns are called reflexive pronouns. In personal pronouns, when we use the suffix self, it becomes a reflexive pronoun. Myself, herself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves, themselves, all these are reflexive pronouns. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study about the demonstrative pronouns and relative pronouns in detail. Dear children, when we study this chapter, please keep your books open so we can study together. Now we are going to study about demonstrative pronouns. The words such as this, that, these, those, when all these words stand for a noun, when these words stand for a noun, are called demonstrative pronouns. Here in the book, the passage is given. Those are the books and CDs that my aunt gave me, and that is the pen which my uncle bought for me in 2004. This is my stock of treasures, said Mitin to Somu, pointing to her study table. I cannot think of giving away these to anybody, she said to him. Now, in this passage, demonstrative pronouns such as these, that, this, and those are used to point out to some particular person or things. Demonstrative pronouns are pointing out to particular person or thing, indicating to particular person or thing. Here we can see those stands for Mitin's books and CDs. Those are the books and CDs. Those stands for the books and CDs. That refers to Mitin's pen. We can see in a sentence, and that is the pen. That stands for the pen. This stands for Mitin's stock of treasure. We can see in the second line, this is my stock of treasure. This is my stock of treasures. This stands for stock of treasure. These points to Mitin's treasure. We can see in the last line, I cannot think of giving away these to anybody. These stands for my stock of treasure. So we can see here all these words, this, that, these, and those are standing for a noun. They stand for a noun, and particular thing or person is being pointed out through these. So these are the demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns, important thing to remember, this, that, these, and those can act as both demonstrative pronoun as well as the same words can be used as demonstrative adjectives also. The same words can be demonstrative pronouns as well as the same words can be demonstrative adjectives. How to recognize? Demonstrative pronouns replace a noun. Demonstrative pronoun stands for a noun, but demonstrative adjectives qualify a noun and answer the question which. These demonstrative pronouns stands for a noun and demonstrative adjectives are qualifying a noun. We know the word which qualifies a noun is called an adjective. So when these words are qualifying a noun, they are demonstrative adjectives. Now, dear children, demonstrative pronouns such as this and that sometimes refers to what is said in a whole sentence or clause. For example, I went to see the movie, but that was not possible. I went to see the movie, but that was not possible. Now here we can see the word that. The word that. I went to see the movie, but that is referring to the to see the movie. What was not possible? That was not possible means to see the movie was not possible. So here we can see demonstrative pronouns such as this and that refers to what is said in a whole sentence or clause. Okay, they can be they can refer to what is said in a whole sentence, or they are here that word is referring to this. The whole these are words in a sentence. Now, distinguishing demonstrative pronouns as demonstrative adjectives. I already told you the same words can be used as demonstrative pronouns and the same words can be used as demonstrative adjectives. How to recognize them? I told you when they stand for a noun, they are demonstrative pronouns, and when they qualify a noun, they are demonstrative adjectives. Let us see through this example. For example, I wanted to watch this movie. I wanted to watch this movie. Here we can see the word this. Now this word is demonstrative adjective is always followed by a noun. When soon after this word comes a noun. Here this movie, which movie? This movie. Here this word is qualifying to the noun. So in this sentence the word this is demonstrative adjective. It is demonstrative adjective because it is followed by a noun. And demonstrative pronouns replaces a noun. We know this stand for a noun. Demonstrative pronouns replaces a noun. For example, I went to see the movie. I went to see the movie, but that was not possible. But that was not possible. Here we can see the word that. How we will recognize whether it is demonstrative pronoun or demonstrative adjective? The simple thing in the previous sentence we studied, when this, that, these, those are followed by a noun, they are demonstrative adjective. Now the same comparison we can make here. That is not followed by any noun. That was. And here that was not possible. What was not possible? To see the movie. Watching the movie. To see the movie was not possible. So that is replacing a noun. Here it is referring to a noun. So here the word that replaces a noun phrase. It is replacing a noun phrase. So it is demonstrative pronoun. Likewise, my dear children, you can recognize these words whether they are demonstrative pronoun or demonstrative adjective. Very simple way is when this, that, these, those is followed by a noun, that means it is demonstrative adjective. When it is not followed by a noun and it is replacing to a noun phrase, we say it is demonstrative pronoun. Dear children, now let us see what is a relative pronoun. Pronouns that are used to introduce relative clauses are called relative pronouns. The dependent clauses. Relative pronouns link phrases or clauses to another in a sentence. When one phrase or clause is linked, connected with another phrase or clause is called a relative pronouns. Who, whom, that, which, when, where, etc. are the relative pronouns because they are, the word relate itself we can understand which is linking, which is relating something, which is connecting something. So these words are connecting the phrases and the clauses with another in the sentence. Let us see this example. The boy who stood first in the CBSE examination is my cousin. Here we can see two clauses. Clause, we know clause is a group of words which is having a subject and predicate and it is having a verb in it. Now clauses are of two types, the main clause and the dependent clause. The next chapters you will study in much detail about this topic. Now in this sentence, the boy is my cousin is a main clause. The boy is my cousin is a main clause. Who stood first in the CBSE examination is the relative clause or the dependent clause, and this dependent clause is connected with this main clause by the word who. Here who stands for the boy. The main sentence is the boy is my cousin and the dependent or the relative clause is who stood first in the examination, CBSE examination. The relative clause gives additional information about the boy. This relative clause we can say, dependent clause we can say, and which is which is used for the boy, which is used for the noun. It is giving additional information about the noun. The sentence talks about a particular boy who stood first in the CBSE examination. The relative clause gives you that specific information. This relative clause was added to the main sentence, that is the boy is my cousin, using the relative pronoun who. Here it is linking, it is connecting the main clause and the dependent clause. So this is the relative pronoun. Now we can see on page number 50, the relative pronouns whom is used to refer to noun that acts as the subject of a verb, while the relative pronouns who is used to refer to the noun that acts as the object of the verb. Whom stands for the subject and who stands for the object of the verb. Now dear children, I hope you understand both the topics, the demonstrative pronouns and the relative pronouns, and your homework is to write down the definitions in your copy and try to solve the exercise given on page number 48, that is to identify the demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronouns in the following story. Thank you.